Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. Cancer, what's up? We about to get up into this message and find out the good stuff headed your way. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Without further ado, I'm going to get right to it, Cancer. If you could, please make sure you are smashing that like button, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Your girl would greatly appreciate that. Also, if it don't apply, let it fly. Cancer, take what resonates and leave the rest. I have quite a few decks over here. We're going to get all up into your business and find out the good stuff headed my Cancer's way. I'm going to kick you off with 10 cards from the tarot. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the good stuff headed my Cancer's way? Forward movement for my Cancer. Some of you might have felt stuck or idle, and you get to move forward with something, with some momentum and passion and fury. Good conversation. Yeah. Closing a chapter and moving away from something else into something just as exciting, if not more exciting. This is like a Cancer who is closing or stepping out of one industry and into a new industry where they're learning something new and they're very excited about it. This thing gives you peace, solace, comfort. Momentum. Yeah, I'm picking up on movement. Some of you might have been experiencing cabin fever. You'll be coming up out of that, Cancer. Exercising. I'm picking up on a Cancer collective who is volunteering or a head coach for a basketball team or a child's team. You giving back in some type of way that brings you joy and favor. Yeah, your King of Cups. That's your court card, Cancer. You are definitely in your zone of genius right now, Cancer. Ten of Cups. You're very happy, cool, calm, collected. And this happiness still might be at the loss or disconnect of a family. You know, the separation of a family may be giving you peace or a certain amount of comfort in some way. It's bittersweet. One more card, please, for my Cancers. All right, Cancer, let's get up into this message. So you received the Knight of Swords, the World, Temperance, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So as it relates to the good stuff headed your way, Cancer, movement, exercise, the blood flowing, the brain is moving a million miles a minute. My Cancer is excited to be in this energy right now because, like I said, there might have been quite a bit of stagnancy. Some of you might have had a health scare and it turned out to be just that, a scare. And now that you have this new opportunity or this new bill of health, you ready to hit the ground running. You want to live your life out loud in a very different way. You want to give back to the community, to children in such a way, to a friend group in such a way. I'm really picking up on my Cancers being for the village and being of service to others external of them in a way to help fill their cup. right? And I say this, the best way to help heal something inside of you is to be of service to someone else external to you sometimes, because being able to see someone else's misfortune or lack thereof helps you appreciate what you have that much more, Cancer. So there's a bit of that. Hindsight is 2020. Seeing yourself as both sturdy and solid and able to sit still, but now is a time of movement. My Cancers want to move. They want to get some things off the ground because they might have lost some things financially, but gained some things in the vein of wisdom and experience that you ready to show the world now what you've learned. You know what I mean? You might have taken a physical loss of a car, a house, a job, a financial loss in some sort, but you learned a valuable lesson about yourself in what it is to show up and give back in such a way and use your voice in such a way and bring forth a certain amount of balance and calmness. I'm really picking up on a Cancer who is recognizing that they're not silence, but their solace and their even steady Betty style has power. It has power, and you're wanting to show how to demonstrate and leverage that power in a more impactful way in the world, Cancer. I like it. You will be using work to help facilitate and springboard you into that area of life that you're longing to be in. So let's take a look at some of the characters, individuals, as well as opportunities that may be presenting themselves to you, Cancer, as it relates to the good stuff headed your way. What's the good stuff headed my Cancer's way? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There's a certain amount of confidence and assurity here that I'm picking up on, where there might have been a lot of doubt before, and you are masking it with, faking it until you made it. Because people around you may not realize, people that know you very well may not realize that you had this insecurity and you were masking it, Cancer. But now there's no mask. There's no need to hide. This is a true, solid security inside of yourself that you've gained, and you're ready to put it to work in a different way in your life. All right, let's see what's up as it relates to the good stuff headed my Cancer's way. Celebration. I didn't speak to that too much in your tarot spread, but you got that 3 of Cups. And that's raising a glass and celebrating and being thankful with those people that you love, trust, honor, and respect, Cancer. So your life is a bit of paradise and less is more. You might have broken away from the party scene and the big crowds and brought your circle down to be smaller. Or it is you expanding your lens a little bit and going out and having a good time and letting your hair down and creating your own paradise for yourself, Cancer. Yeah, somebody with this snake coming out twice back to back. I'm really picking up on you, Cancer, shocking people and changing how you maneuver, show up. And not in a deceitful way, but in a stealth, like I said, calm, a silent type of force, if you will, where it's a change, where you may not need to be as loud and boisterous as you once were, or it's the opposite, where you are saying, you know what, I need to speak up a little more. But there's a complete shift in personality in this Cancer that shocks a lot of people. And they talking about you, you know what I mean? But if they ain't talking about you, Cancer, you ain't doing something right. You ain't doing something right. So take it in stride, Cancer. Yeah, there's a chiseling and editing and change in my Cancers. You are ascending, elevating, and you are the keystone to your Look at that with the Phoenix coming right out. Yeah, there's a transformation happening in my Cancers. I cannot remember. Another sign also received a similar message. I believe it was Aquarius, where there's a transformation happening. And through transformation, while it sounds so wonderful on the back end, right? The path to that transformation, it hurts sometimes, right? And I'm looking at a spread for a Cancer who is coming out of those dark days, and they're starting to see the lighter side of life. And you are shocking a few people, because in coming out on that other side, they may not have expected you to exceed and succeed the way that you did, Cancer. That's one. Two, you may be cutting some people off. Like I said, you may be making your circle smaller, and it's shocking some people because you're isolating and insulating yourself in this way. It's a protection mechanism. And if your instinct and intuition are advising you to do that, go with that, Cancer, is what I always advise. But the Phoenix being here is representative of a major transformation for you, Cancer, that's going to help you elevate up out of a situation. You might have been lending too much emotional, mental, and even financial time, energy, and etc. to a particular group of individuals, a thing where you're realizing that thing will be all right without me. I need to pour into me, whether it be dedicating myself to a new workout routine and making sure that I'm taking care of my diet and exercise. I'm really picking up on a new perspective that is coming into my Cancer's life that is going to change the game in a major, beautiful way. But let's take a look at what's going on with your finances, Cancer. The good stuff coming as it relates to your career and finance. And if you haven't done so already, please, Cancer, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate that. Let's see what's going on with my Cancer's finances. The good stuff headed towards them in their career and finance sector. See what's up. A new life. What I tell you, people not even going to be able to recognize you. Maybe even physically, Cancer, the change is going to be so drastic for some of you. You gain quite a bit of wisdom. You might have lost some coins, but you've gained some wisdom. And that wisdom has currency and value, Cancer. Please do not negate that or focus only on the physical things. Because cutting ties, like I said, tailoring, cutting, making your circle smaller. Even if you continue to involve yourself with certain people, you may tailor and cut the conversation in such a way to where you're not divulging as much. Because this journey, I'm telling you, that you have been on, Cancer, and are on, is beautiful. Is one to write a book about, I would probably say, for the Cancers I am channeling and speaking to currently. There's a certain amount of freedom that you want to create in your life. Financial freedom. Emotional freedom. Two more cards, please. All right. Don't negate the journey. The journey is the sweet spot. The journey is where it's at, Cancer. So you receive new life, wisdom, cutting ties, wish come true, the future, journey, freedom, money matters, authority, as well as passage. So with this spread, Cancer, as it relates to your career and finances, you are tailoring, like I said, to create this new life for yourself. The wisdom that you possess and the experiences that you've endured, they will create and set you up for a beautiful future as it relates to your career, Cancer. You may have been wishing upon a star, praying, meditating, pondering, tinkering with an idea, creative passion, something that you have been longing to achieve for a very long time. It will come true, Cancer. It's coming, but it's slow and steady. This wish come true and thing that is going to unfold for you. The journey that you've been on, even as it relates to some of the personal issues and challenges you've faced in your life, Cancer, have lent towards and lent to the professional and financial decisions you've made in your life. And now, because you've gained all of the wisdom, experience, and went through the bullshit, this new stage of life, this new life and this new era that you're stepping into is going to free you up to run, to move with some momentum and maybe even catch up. I'm picking up on a Cancer collective who may feel as though they are behind schedule in life, right? You ever feel like, oh, I'm this age and I haven't bought a house, or I haven't gotten married yet, or I haven't bought a car, or I haven't done these things? There's a such thing as a slow burn, Cancer, a slow burn. And that's what you are. You know what I mean? Slow and steady wins the race. And with the amount of experience, wisdom, and all of what you've gained that's brought you to this point, it now creates a position of authority for you. You are the authority. People are looking to you to find out what's the answer, what's going to get us to the next point. What, Cancer, do we need to do to take us from point A in this journey all the way to the end? So you get to call the shots by way of the experience that you've gained, but it may not translate to a financial windfall, Cancer. But that wisdom is worth its weight in gold, and you'll be able to turn that influence that you possess into financial gain, Cancer. So good for you. But I'm going to close out your message with this inner wisdom deck to find out what messages inside of you that you're already aware of need some validation, need some confirmation. Good old aTone is here to confirm that for you, Cancer. I'm here to confirm and deliver a message of confirmation for my Cancer collective today. So let's find out, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the inner wisdom message for my Cancer collective as it relates to the good stuff headed your way? I'm going to pull 5 cards from this deck to find out what that message is. Cancer. Confidence. What I tell you, remember, I said I was speaking to a Cancer who was faking it and masking their confidence. And you might have been using substance abuse to do that in some format. And you might have gotten rid of that vice. You know, you might have quit drinking, smoking, or abusing a substance in one way or another. And it helped to really birth true confidence inside of you. I think my Libras receive self-centered. Don't be afraid to grab the microphone, Cancer. Tell them how you really feel. Say what you gotta say. Because yes, you are indeed the motherfucking shit. If that's what you be telling yourself in your head, but then when you get in front of certain audiences, you don't say it, or you act real meek and mild, I'm here to tell you to turn up the heat when you get in them spaces. Let them know you around, Cancer. One more card. Two more cards. All right. So, Cancer, you received confidence, vices, self-centered, improvement, baggage, and you got an extra card, responsibility. And I think this card of responsibility is the stamp on this message. It is your responsibility, Cancer, to remove this baggage that you're carrying with you, to say, you know what, I need to let that go and leave that where it's at. With the world being here, the new life showing up in your career spread, and just understanding that this era that you are stepping into is nothing like what you experienced before. This is a new individual almost inside of you, Cancer. There's a new sense of confidence and understanding and intellect even that accompanies that wisdom that has helped you improve along the way, along your journey, right? Just reflect on where you've come from to where you currently sit, and understand that every step of the way, you pulled yourself up by the bootstraps. You were the one who got yourself out of bed and said, let's do this. No matter what negative experiences that you suffered, Cancer, you were there day in, day out. So don't discount your ability to get yourself across that finish line thus far, and be prepared to let go of some of the baggage, right? Don't carry this with you into this new era. It has no room for where you're going. You got to make space for the newness that's coming, Cancer. But that is your message. I hope that it helps. And until next time, peace.